Who gets it? Who understands how to qualify a lead? Who doesn't?
All right, what's the culture now? What's the culture right now?
No qualified lead. No
No
qualification whatsoever.
And I know people who are, you know, it's like, well, where did you get that pass
All
from?
right, so what's the culture we're trying to change?
We're going to get rid of that. This is
Value.
It's all value. It's all value. So as we start to look at this, and we're going to refine this. This is I got to tell you, this was these three ladies sitting up here just brainstorming on this with very minimal thought from myself on it. So we're gonna tweak it a little bit, but it all comes down to changing the culture of the way people do business, which all comes down to what? What changes culture? What changes culture?
Soldering.
Soldering.
You
guys change the culture.
Absolutely.
So when you talk about and you see somebody going through, if somebody's coming through the spa, and you can tell that that person's not been qualified, you as a leader are going to do what?
Go back to the
Go straight to the NEA. You guys are part of the culture change. So what drives this is this. It's this. So when you see it not happening, don't think it's the GM. You got to call them out. You got to call them out.
Did you say earlier that the DH is going to be responsible for calling on that day? You're going to know when you talk to them whether or not they're qualified.
Yeah.
Exactly.
By the
Perfect.
conversation.
Yeah, perfect point.
So a couple of side notes, we also want to connect them to our included services. So that means when the department head calls, based on their interest profile, we need to talk to them about our club in clubs, so our run club, our cycle clubs, our tri clubs. Yoga is really important to them, getting them involved in the yoga program and making sure they understand how extensive our offerings actually are. We have a Pilates studio. Most of our members don't even know that. So really paying attention and having a conversation with them. We talked about doing a new member mixer once a month. So Sue, this would fall on your plate. So it'd be like the last Tuesday of every month. Anyone who joins can come, but guess what? Anyone who has an experienced lifeguard, they also get to come. So if they didn't join at the end of those 7 days, we got another shot at closeout.
If you were an MEA,
I'll be here every Tuesday.
who is standing in this mixer?
I'll be at that mixer every
If
Tuesday.
you don't close them, my God, we're going to give them an experience, right? And let's say at the 7th day, you still don't close them, God forbid. And then you come down here and you know that they're going to get this invite. And guess what? Sue, you're going to know because you're going to say, hey, these are the people that I've called. These are the people that have RSVP.
Yeah.
You're going to tell Joey or in the NEAs, hey, I've got Joey, 3 of your people are showing up. You know what? If I was at NEA, I'd be standing right here with bells on.
Shaking hands and kissing babies.
Shaking hands, kissing babies. And that's another opportunity for a close.
I have another question.
Yes.
Just some of the emails and everything that we're doing now for like our team VIP. So like just say I have somebody that's interested and then it's a value, it's a good deal, but can we still give these out as a team referral to change them over to a membership?
They would need to come in and meet with an MBA to get qualified.
Yeah, I think you got to go
So
back to the
everything has to go back
So
to
this is
start
for
at the
everybody.
top.
So
This is for
everybody.
everyone. Any type of lead that they get has to go through that qualification process because this, we're incurring a cost. There's a cost
Yeah,
for
we
us
did the
as a
mention.
facility and as a company to put these passes out. So we don't want to give them to everyone. We did make sure that we are getting a positive return on our investment.
And we
Do your
did
analysis.
we did some analysis, assumptions of like what we thought would be a good close rate. We just said 50% close rate. So if we give out 50 passes on a monthly basis, and we're going to go for 50% closure, then that's 25 memberships that we convert over. It's going to cost us 50 times the total dollar amount that we already went through in giving them that 30-minute facial, the $5 in that, the team this, the swim that. We added up the actual cost to us. And what was that number, Amber? It was
$750, and we estimated the cost of the passes at $250.
Yeah.
So it's $1,000 worth of an investment for 50 passes.
But the contribution.
So what's our ROI on that? What's the ROI?
Well, it's a compounding ROI because you've got
Exactly.
your first month where we're paying back what we spent, but each additional month, it's a positive cash flow because it's memberships and we've already paid our output.
But aren't you still positive the first month?
You are still
Analysis?
positive.
Yes, you're just
Mhm.
not, you don't have as much of a contributing margin on it, that's all.
Guys, I gotta tell you, I'm blown away. I'm blown away because 4 months ago, the hell with this up here. This conversation would never have occurred in this club. Never would have occurred. This whole connectivity piece never would have occurred. Now, I've got department heads from activities in here, I got operations, PT, and you're thinking about the entire process of the club. It's not just your individual group. When you think about this and what your ROI is, hats off to you. Hats off.
I also think totally taking it away from members, this would be an awesome thing to roll out to team members. New team members that are coming on,
That's a great idea.
to be able to connect them. They're not connected. They're connected to kids' activities because they work with kids' activities. But to have them be able to have an opportunity to get to the spa, cafe, PT, where they may not.
Great idea. No, that's
Yeah,
great.
I mean, and we just have to do the cost analysis on it, so maybe you do it with certain assistants or certain levels
Right.
at first, and then
Yeah, it
you
may
can
not
roll
be
it
to the
out.
level of
Yeah.
this, but when we're talking about training and how important it is for our team members to be connected,
What I don't want you to do is don't get wrapped on these exact things, you know,
Yeah,
because we may, instead of a credit, this may be a discount.
right.
Because one thing I don't want to do is, let's say, Zoella, you got a 20, what's your discount now? 25% for members that join, right?
Right.
So, what I want to do is I don't want to offer this at a level above what a new member gets. Exactly.
So you dilute it.
I want to dilute it, so maybe
Yeah.
it's not a $5 credit, maybe it is. I don't know. This is, guys, this is called a high-level design.
right.
So we're gonna high-level design it, we're gonna tweak it, and then we're gonna roll this baby out, and we're gonna blow it out.
So you guys gonna connect with each one of us to talk about it?
Yeah, because we're gonna have to define the processes
figure
by
it out.
which we connect in each of the specific areas. And then also having that dialogue in the non-revenue areas of how do you connect to cycle club, and run club, and yoga, and
I like mine just because they're getting that little teaser, and then when they do join, they get the beautiful beginnings. So that's what I kind of like, so they already know that it's there.
And as Sue continues to grow our adult programming, they'll have more options between kids and adults. But right now, like with your dance program, we didn't throw it on there immediately.
Sure.
But as your program goes, there'll be more options. It's a process that
Well,
can
my dance
constantly
program
change.
probably wouldn't be able to be on there.
Because you're
That's
full,
right,
yeah.
Yeah.
And with my classes, if I didn't have something that had an availability, I would teach it then. I would be out there and I would teach it with them. So it's something that, and what was available to swim would change on a weekly basis based on ratios and based on who's joining the program.
but they still get the taste
But
of
they
swim.
get the taste of it and they.
Eventually,
they
maybe
know
we'll
the
just be able
experience.
to create a class for the
Right.
experience part.
Right.
Oh,
experience
that's
part.
a
Yeah.
great, an experience card class.
Because I know that there's gonna be enough.
With the MBA swimming in the pool.
Right.
Yeah.
That'll be, these are the times.
The MBA is gonna be swimming in the pool.
Hey guys, how's your experience like?